Ah,
Well, the camera's up, oh, right over there.
oh, there it is.
Yeah, so.
So, Mr. Chairman and committee,
And can,
yeah, we're McCall Foundation, Inc. And we're here to talk to you about a project at 263 Midgeon Avenue. And perhaps you know that building.
could it be the Peas Mansion?
And I think you may have even worked there at one time, right? Or oversaw.
No, it's part of one of our historic district projects, if you remember.
Okay,
So I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. so it's a change in use application that we have, and we're gonna make a lot of nice improvements to the property. And the change of use is to a office, and it's gonna be a family wellness center for McCall. And previously, the last use was really a
Group home.
well, kind of a group home, but not really. It was actually a, how did I put it down?
It was similar because we
It was
walked
a
through it.
boarding house.
Yeah.
Like a residential care facility?
Yeah, it was a boarding house that the state
It was a
had.
DES.
Yeah.
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 So I think everybody knows that building. It's a big brick building next to the funeral home there.
Mhm.
Yes.
So we'll let Mike and Lou talk about the wonderful plans that they've got.
Was that?
It's not the architect. You can go ahead and start if you want. I was just gonna.
Lou is kind of the star of the show
Yeah,
for what
Lou
he's
is the
gonna
star of the
do.
show. He can, because really, to the exterior of the building, we're doing minimal work. We're just enclosing one area at the back of the building that is currently covered on three sides. And we're just capturing that for reception area. The rest of the work on the outside is just, cosmetic things. Things that need to be fixed. And Lou,
For those of you familiar with the building, this is the existing building here. It's just a sign that we're going to be, we may need to make some minor adjustments, but it's basically based on McCall Foundation's.
You notice the address is shown there?
I do. You always have.
And
Although I have to say, it's more than the number.
Yeah, it seems that way.
Very classic.
and then we did do, we have a pretty elaborate landscape plan. There's parking for 30 cars. We have, so I'll show it to you on the actual site plan. We have some renders of it all. But this is the site plan of the project. Entering in here, we're meeting, the engineer has been working with us also. We've meeting all the requirements of the city Torrington for entry, for parking.
He's the city engineer, so we hope that
We hope we do. But then if we don't, then
you'll let us know.
These couple of catch basins on Midgeon that mysteriously moved from my original design, but
they work better now, probably. No, I'm just saying. No, I mean, if we, you understood.
here or there, yeah, I get
It
it.
was a little shift in the
Yeah.
engineering for the catch basin.
Yeah.
The issue we would have is I was trying our best to meet the 10-foot side yard setback. We would have to change and shift either go for a change with the distance of the parking here. Once I start moving the driveway, the entry, we're cutting off on the spaces. I can't really get the spaces to fit in there. We tried moving both ways and we were sort of cut. So since the catch basins aren't in yet, I thought you're gonna be kind gentlemen and help us work.
It probably won't be an issue, so,
That.
yeah.
He said probably.
Probably. Well, the engineers, like our consultants designed it to be the low point in the road, so I just have to check with them that, I mean, we're only talking what about?
Yeah,
5 or 10
it's
feet
it's
or
very
something?
close. It's
Yeah.
very close. And it's pretty flat in that area right now. So I don't think it makes that much of a difference. So parking, we've tried to break it up with, you can see it more in this plan with the rendering with trees meeting. I think we have only 8 spaces before we put a tree, and I think we're allowed 9 or 10 between. So we've broken it up with larger plantings for some larger trees within. So we've created a pattern with the trees grouping. I can go over, we're proposing all native plants. We have native canoe birches at the front area because I felt the density of that will help from the street block some of the cars and just all the branching and everything.
That'll make me happy for the
Yeah.
planning and zoning.
Right.
We've added, there are some plants, there are some stragglers and some invasives right on the property line or sort of shared. Some will, there's one larger tree here that'll be staying and we'll just need to prune. And then there's one that will be taken out. We're adding new evergreens throughout this area for privacy, and protection with the neighboring property. We are showing at this point a 6-foot privacy fence around the property for the neighboring. And that detail of that is shown also.
Will that go all the way around?
Not in the front. Front is
No, but I mean,
the
oh, wow,
opposite sides of
Mhm.
it, all that. I mean, that's something that, if we haven't spoken about a lot of those things right now, but I'd note that we wanted the privacy fence, and we're on agreement with that. Yeah, I think it's good for everybody's purposes. Right now, there is an old broken chain link fence in certain areas. The existing iron fence at the property line is not in the greatest shape, and I think once we do the opening, it doesn't run the entire frontage. Right now, not showing it in this photo, but
Yeah.
there's a sections of it that,
There's not much of it left, but
Yeah.
it's been, yeah.
yeah, it's not looking great.
I think this driveway had gates too.
The existing drive over here, where, that's being eliminated, the existing drive on this side, because the front entry will be used. We're creating, the concept here really, for the McCall Foundation was really to be able to create combination outdoor spaces, both for the families that are coming, both for the counselors working with someone as well as a parent that may be dropping off, waiting an hour or so. So we tried to create a various spaces. We have an outdoor sitting space right in the front. There are some benches along the walks. We created right now what is a really garish, large parking asphalt area in the back is now going to become a new plaza space for, meeting. We've created a covered space within that as well. So we have some.
Did you say those are gonna be pervious pavers?
That was an option that we
Okay.
haven't discussed totally, but I
okay.
would like to go.
That's
we can
where
go
she has it,
pervious.
yeah, that's where she has it in the.
Yeah,
engineering.
so that would be great. We've done it on a lot of projects. So this gives you an idea of what that plaza is looking like right now. This is the lower area here. Again, it's really creating just some outdoor spaces so that someone can go around and walk around and just take you, right now, it's just a sloped derelict area that's not doing too much. So we are creating, trying our best to get, we have pedestrian accessible entries from the handicap accessibility that comes in, and we're trying to work it out also that this lower area will be accessible also to a ramp area. That I've got to work with the engineer a little bit on that, but we'll make that work. We've got the room to make it work. The structure is designed so that it's almost, you can come on right through it. I do have a little video of the property that I could put it on my laptop if you want to see it.
It's neat, it's worth looking.
Okay, I'll turn that on in a second. But planting wise, again, we've done some screening of the funeral home next door along this side. We use, it's all native evergreens, either juniper, it's eastern red cedars, we have hemlocks, we have green giant arborvitaes. I've got red maples, liquid amber, that's sweet gums, and most of the shrubs are, mixture of some shrubs and perennials that have been proposed right now. Material wise, like I said, we're shooting for permeable in the back, so that would limit it. The existing generator is going to be staying in this location. I think there are plans in the future to use the garage more, which has an access space as well, so that we tried to incorporate that into the plaza area, and then added some repair of the steps going down, so that'll go down to sort of like a little, what we were trying to create down here was like a little amphitheater, sort of, congregating space that,
Meditation garden?
yeah, I mean, the whole thing was to, make, especially the wellness center. people coming
It's
to
family
feel
counseling,
comfortable.
so,
Yeah.
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 make people feel better about themselves when they're.
We,
I just a question, is the garage a true brick garage or was it veneered?
No, it's a brick garage. Yeah, it's actually built just like the house. It's all,
Oh,
it's got concrete floor,
nice.
the second floor.
Wow.
we show the light fixtures, it's all dark sky friendly. So any of the traditional looking lights that are sort of staying with the look of the building and all have the LED up in the top area.
That's qualified to cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so and center part is really just more for tradition. We've done it before, but the light is really coming. It's very a low level light within the inside. The path lights are all shining down, and step lights we've shown on the plan as well for, just for access and getting around. Not that it's going to be used that much at night, I would think, but the ability to do that as well.
In the winter, though, I mean, I appreciate all the thought you put into that because
It gets dark
kids
so early.
programming happens after school. So,
That's great.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let me
There
turn
should
the
be,
laptop.
I think there's a planometric for this too.
Okay.
So.
Oh, and,
She handled that engineering aspect of it based upon the lights we were putting in.
Yep.
The parking is not driven by the regulations, it's driven by their needs.
Mhm.
So it's more
Yeah,
parking
really
than
more
what's
than
required.
really, It's what they're gonna need, because there's a lot of staff.
Yeah, and people coming and going, so it's the reason we had that.
yeah, I apologize. I didn't think we were gonna need the projector.
We hook it up.
Well,
I think you can show you on the land.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think it's more complicated than it's worth with a room full of people. This isn't all that user friendly. It takes me a while.
Right.
Usually involves me running down the hall to get somebody.
Yeah.
Where's Lona when you need her?
Yeah. No, it's, but the IT guys are like down around the corner, so I'm like, can't make this thing work.
Nobody can.
Didn't have music or song, but we have on others,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what.
Maria could sing.
I heard you. Yes.
Oh, you can sing.
Oh, same. I thought you said Marie did sing.
Oops,
Oh, what is that?
oops.
Well, there's your meditation garden.
You don't go.
That's beautiful. Wow.
I like that. My goodness.
We didn't take the time to include all of the building details yet.
I took that into consideration, because otherwise I would have been freaked out. What happened to the Colonial Revival Hut?
We did what they did to the back when they built the addition on it.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Wanted to go international style.
What are the street trees?
The street trees, we have sweet gums at the street. I mean, these are as close as we can get from in some of the programs to look like it. I have sweet gum at the street. We have dogwoods around the court, that little sitting area in the front. Yeah, if you want.
Nice.
And engine looks great too. Not even.
That's how your sidewalk's gonna look, though, nice like that.
Well, we're gonna talk about those a little bit too.
And then I have,
Who's gonna get there first?
Is the 6-foot fence going all the way down to the sidewalk?
we could,
Because I'm thinking, is there enough some kind of gradient?
sure, we can drop down to a lower.
Yeah, we didn't talk about.
I think that, we kind of talked
I've
about,
seen it, and
Mark,
it's-
we kind of talked about bringing it out to the front of the building. So it wouldn't feel like it was closing everything in the
Right.
block.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
We can adjust that too.
It's just
What-
a softer transition.
What is it, just a is it a vinyl fence or is it?
We were proposing a wood privacy.
Oh, okay.
but,
Yeah, that's-
I like that.
Yeah.
Maria has good.
Well, this is a well-financed project, so
Yes.
we're trying to do everything to be lovely.
It looks like it.
All your projects have
Looks good, yeah.
I just think that with the vinyl, especially with the cars so close to it, the minute they're coming in, it's that
Yeah.
shiny.
And if you're gonna, with the property, this nice vinyl might not be the best look.
I like it, very, very.
Yeah, I love the landscaping in front too. Yeah, along the sidewalk. It's nice.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And,
Good nod to the era of the house in the street.
So I think that, you know, the fact that we're moving the parking, the parking lot.
Sorry, Diane, you're missing part of the show.
You get to see it another time if you want, yeah.
From the other side of the building, the entrance, coming in where we're at, it just makes everything flow a little better.
Yeah.
We talked about it early on, it
Yes.
gives us the one entrance.
Yeah, no, I think it does, absolutely.
The tightness on the other side, there's a little bit of buffer between us and the funeral home, the privacy fence there. I think it's just more conducive to their function and also the privacy of the people coming and going.
I agree. No,
Very nice.
Yeah.
Good idea.
He was not here today. Vacation, but they follow us. We've got copies of this.
I do, yeah.
Okay.
I've taken a look at them. Everything looks pretty good. The stormwater, the chambers under the parking lot, that's great
Okay.
that you're managing your stormwater that way. That certainly reduces the impact on the city's system.
Right.
So, yeah,
If we do the pavers,
well, that'll help too.
that'll help big time. too.
Yeah, that'll help on just on the site alone.
Right.
So you don't have as
Well,
much
because
water
this is-
running around.
yeah, because this is a residential, I think we've got, it's zoned as a use in residential neighborhoods, so we have to be,
Yeah.
cognitive of the amount of coverage.
Yep.
So it is essentially we do that, we're gonna make that happen.
together with the engineer, we played with a number of layouts for the parking, as you saw all the different options,
Mhm.
and this seemed to give us the most functional outdoor space because others extended, we had parking into the back and this was the best way to, it
Yeah.
does mean we have
With
to.
snow removal.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah, we saw those.
Well, and
Oh, definitely.
what, access to your dumpster, things like that, yeah.
I love that. Very good idea.
Oh, thank you.
What are your pavers or surfaces for the walkways?
We haven't chosen them exactly right now, but if we go with a permeable, there's a number of surfaces. There's both natural stones as well as concrete pavers that can be used over both the paving areas.
Nice.
So
You sent the options. I think it's in our inbox.
Yeah,
Right?
we'll-
We have to- Yeah.
we'll refine it for, but it's definitely, it's going to, I'm just always very concerned when you have such a strong looking building of the brick. You just have to make sure whatever we end up matching, putting it with it isn't something that, sometimes someone will put in a pinky red paver with the orange red brick and it's just like.
It's not by 2 minutes.
Well, I was
Like you said.
neutral and not competing with the brick. It would be more Midget Avenue period.
Right.
Not necessarily period of the house, but.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I also see it could be a bluestone, it
Yeah,
could be,
yes.
and there are pavers that look like it, there's,
Mhm.
that'll match
That's a
with
nice
that as
choice.
well. I know that, like Unilock makes a very natural looking, we've used it before in parking lots in a permeable setting. It looks like a gray slatish bluestone, can work both in, you can actually drive over it because it can be used for driving areas as well, but we could use that as nice. I think it just also makes it a little bit more user-friendly and more residential as compared
Yeah.
to
Right.
commercial feel. So maybe one of the options that we go with that if we, and there's some natural stones now that we're doing on a total permeable base that end up because the concretes have gone up, so it's not like it used to always be, we used concrete pavers because they were less expensive, but we'll find the right, but it'll definitely be something a little bit more in the
Yeah,
neutral,
that
so it
sounds
doesn't
wonderful.
compete.
That sounds really great.
We handicap ramps into the building, which again is kind of driven by the Like,
Yeah.
we have one for, an area that's on this portion of the building that's used for office space with, so that they could get out and not have to come all the way through.
Diane, were you asking something?
I did have a question. It's not whenever it can be answered. Just curious what the completion time frame is from start to finish. And will it coincide with the work that's gonna be done on Midgeon Avenue?
Oh, yeah, I think that's a great question. This is a big project, so.
Paul just perked up.
Yeah, and we're slowly running out of time this year to get Midgeon going. We're in review with the state right now, so that's slowed us down.
Mhm.
I was hoping to start this year, but it's the longer we go with bidding and starting construction, I'm running out of time this summer. So I'm still hopeful, and if I do start, I won't be able to do the whole street this year. There's no time. So, if I do start, I might just have to do one section of it. I don't know yet, but that's what's looking right now. So as far as, for me, the sidewalk and the curbing in front, it's almost really who gets there first has to put it in. If we were on time and we were gonna go this summer, then yeah, we rebuilt the whole street and put it in.
Are there sidewalks on both sides of Midgeon?
There will be, yeah.
On both. What's the surface of the sidewalk?
So on the east side, the plan is we're actually moving the easterly curb in,
Oh,
and we're gaining an extra 2 feet to the existing 6-foot sidewalk. It's gonna be a bituminous shared multi-use trail,
oh.
bi-directional trail,
Interesting.
all the way from Water Street to the school. Yeah,
Wow.
so that's part of that was what I've always wanted to do with Midgeon when we rebuild it. The west side will be, and part of that will be a 2-foot stamped concrete or stamped asphalt amenity strip, like a red stamped asphalt, which will then be mirrored on the west side and that 2-foot strip will basically hold all the power poles and everything, and then a regular concrete sidewalk
Concrete, that'd be nice.
behind it.
That'd be good.
So I think we have to work together on how we're gonna build that. The way I see it is, for new developments, typically, the sidewalk gets replaced with the development. In this case, where it's more of a unique situation with the stamped red concrete or red bituminous strip, maybe we work out something. If you guys are gonna go in first, maybe you do the sidewalk concrete and you leave the
gap there.
leave the gap for us, because that's more of a specialty thing. I wouldn't expect you to have to, because that wouldn't be something I'd ask for anybody else in the city if they were redoing their property as well.
Worst
Type
case
of thing.
scenario, when do you think if this project wasn't happening, that the sidewalk on that side the concrete sidewalk would be going in?
So if typically, if I was able to get this out now and I'd be ready to start construction, we would just go and the whole thing would get done within one construction season. So if it doesn't get done or I can't start it and partially work it this year, then it'll be deferred till all next year, yeah. Which,
So things may still end up working pretty similar.
yeah.
Yeah, one way or another.
I mean, this looks like it's a big enough project that you're probably, are you too late this year to do the whole site work? Or is that plan still to?
I would think we may be. I don't know if you're.
Yeah,
We have to go to planning this month.
we have to go to planning and
Yeah.
zoning.
So you guys are running out of time as well for
Well,
this season.
I mean, I would expect that we should be able to get through planning and zoning hopefully in one meeting.
I would imagine.
Yeah,
Cause I mean, we've got a really complete
You have to bid it.
application.
yeah. I mean, you've got a plan
Yeah.
that's ready to go.
Yeah.
You got to show.
I don't see anything that would hold it up.
Yeah,
It depends
I mean-
on how we bid the whole project.
So hopefully we can start the site work
Yeah,
anyway in the
yeah.
fall and
Mhm.
finish it up next spring.
Yeah, I think
in which
so.
case we might be working together
I
then.
was just gonna say, so
Yeah.
it sounds like that aligns with your.
Yeah, so that
Good.
could work. That could work well, yeah. But that's something we can talk about it doesn't have to be discussed completely here at architectural review, so.
But it's good to know.
Mhm. Yeah, well, exactly, so.
Yeah, coordinating.
But yeah, no,
I have a house question. We mentioned that very little change to the house, but is there any, I'm just curious too, any restoration to the existing wooden elements of home?
That we will be looking at restoration to some of the wooden elements,
Nice.
the columns. in the
Yeah.
front, The front portico.
I was gonna say the front
Yeah.
canopy or the front
Yeah.
roof looks a little
Yeah.
rough, so.
It's been neglected,
Yeah.
but
mm.
I know Maria will.
The first floor interior is pretty good. But as you go, up, like the third floor, it needs a lot of.
Rob, Jeremy?
Yeah, Marty and I walked through it a couple of years ago.
It was a
It was-
developer.
I love that fireplace in there.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the two-sided fireplace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got both sides. Yeah.
Well, Maria's track record with 176 Legion Avenue. It looks,
Your old house,
it looks as good as it did when I
Yeah.
started.
Yeah, that's beautiful too.
that was in rough shape too.
It's
Was
terrible, yeah.
there any thought or consideration to shutters that were originally on the house?
We haven't looked at shutters, Mark, on it.
I'm just
Yeah,
asking.
I
that if
don't
that
know.
were
if
the
we even
case.
talked about that.
we didn't even talk about shutters.
I mean, it looks good without them,
Yeah.
but if the house did have shutters.
Huh.
And
Yeah.
my only thought would be if you did consider them to hang them correctly. Not outside, window sill, that always bothers me. The house used to have, they were painted white for the
Okay.
longest time.
Okay.
And they took them off. They were original
Hmm.
and they deteriorated, but they were white at the end of their life and then they were just taken off. But if you did put them back, just to hang them where they would close, people usually hang them outside of the window frame, which drives me crazy.
Okay.
So I know you'll hang them correctly. You should ever consider putting them in. That was just my 2 cents on the shutters. Otherwise, it's gonna be beautiful.
Hmm. So I'm just looking at it here on Street View on my phone, and I noticed that there's looks like a 4-foot wrought iron fence along
Yeah,
the
street.
property
Yeah,
line,
right.
no, on the property line with the funeral home.
Right. that one was-
So are your plans to put your fence directly up against it?
I mean, that, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We were
Yeah.
considering a fence there. I mean,
Yeah.
We
we
may
can
want to just take it down.
Whose fence is it?
Funeral.
I wonder.
Probably
I
the
wonder what-
house's fence, I think, because of all the other wrought iron.
Yeah.
Suspect it-
Oh, then it can.
It runs.
It might show in the site plan here.
Yeah, it runs the length of it. Yeah, it might be on the survey plan. They might
So-
show which side of the fence it's. part of
So
the
I
pond is
think,
on.
I think the fence that goes around Travis' house too, that's similar.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's,
That's the fence right
it
there.
looks like it's right on the property line. Yeah. I just noticed that. That's just a question. It looks like it does go all the way to the back.
Yeah. And I think-
Yeah, it runs all the way back to the
Yeah.
garage.
Yeah.
I think it may actually be a little off property line according to mine. You're showing.
Yeah.
Line right there. I think it may be just off.
To our side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's
it
not in
is.
bad shape either,
Because
really,
it's-
but it certainly doesn't reflect your needs as far as privacy.
Right, and I think for the funeral home as well, for their
Mhm.
needs, for people coming and going, their funerals and stuff. They-
Well, it might be a conversation if you. I mean, certainly you understand that if you're putting your fence, you want to have it on your property
Mhm.
and you want to have it in a location where you can maintain it, which means you need to be able to get it from both sides
Mhm.
unless you have permission and access it from your neighbor's side. So I always tell people, make sure you put it on your property with enough room that you can maintain it in case your neighbor doesn't let you access their property.
Take over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just a
But
word of
it's
advice.
the one that you can't get at because the gap is too small.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that would be, if you put your fence within a foot of theirs, that's also a bit of a
Right.
situation.
Well, I think before the public hearing, we'll
That's what I.
we'll have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take a look and change and just indicate it clearly for the public hearing where it's gonna end and what we talked about. But is there someone that would speak with the neighboring
I
property?
think
They're
the
on the
two of
list
us
for the
will.
letter, right? So we can
Yeah.
go and
But we should
We know
just,
them,
yeah,
so,
we'll just talk. to
Yeah,
them.
just to give us a sense of what they want or don't want, because we could leave a section of it and
Mhm.
like to leave the section towards the street that we're not gonna
I'd
put
be
over.
surprised if they don't want the privacy. It just makes sense for both businesses,
Okay.
especially if it's at our cost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the same situation on the other side too.
The other side is.
Or is the fence all the?
There's a right of way there.
But is the, where's the fence in relation to that right away, I wonder then?
It's probably right there.
Right.
So Paul, in the packet, I put the right of way information in, so you can see that. There's a
Was that a
story
driveway?
behind it.
Mike,
Yeah.
was that a driveway, the right of way?
That's the driveway to the house.
Mhm.
Is it because of the brothers?
Yeah.
There's two brothers.
Two brothers that didn't get along, so they had to make an access. Because there's no other access to the back of this property than beside the house there. Yeah, yeah, it's very interesting. But, yeah, I don't know where that fence is on that side. You might want to double
That
check
side of the
that.
street is registered with Olmsted Brothers. It's a photograph that comes from the Midgeon property
Uh-huh.
and looks across the street, and you can see the two houses that pre-existed your house
oh, really?
back in 1903, I think.
Oh, my gosh.
So but it's on the website of
Oh.
Olmsted Brothers Archives
Okay,
from Brookline, Massachusetts.
nice.
And they're wonderful, they're printable,
Okay.
wonderful pictures.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah, wow, neat stuff.
All right.
Anything else to review in our specifics? We saw the.
We did lighting,
sign
we did
with the
signage.
Address that says Midgeon Avenue.
Address, landscaping,
Right.
Lighting,
Put the address
landscaping,
on the
address,
building, so we talk
uh,
about that.
property in general. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
So all the trim on the existing building, the colors are all gonna basically stay the same?
They just be white.
Just white? Yeah, with the brick, okay.
Yep.
Are the windows white too, or are they green?
And the white.
White.
That's beautiful. Any other questions, committee? A motion to approve is presented?
Yeah, I make the motion.
Thank you. A second. All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Beautiful job. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, committee.
Thank you.
Looks like it's gonna be good.
So while we're waiting, I'm just gonna make a motion to add
Add,
230 Old Winstead Road as a second agenda item.
well, I think we have to vote on that, yes?
Yes, to add it.
Motion, second, anyone? Thank you, and all in favor?
Aye.
Add it to the agenda.
Yeah.
All right.
You're in.
Okay, good.
You're next.
You have-
Nice.
You have it or you want me to?
I'll report.
I took one copy with me. From the pile you gave me. It's all the same.
It should be, yeah,
Yeah.
I just printed the same file. This is the, I have a landscape, view of the landscape.
If it's in here.
It's probably not. Yeah, it's tight. This is the building.
It's just a project. Way up.
That might be a good idea.
It's Old Winstead Road, so it's actually at the very end, the north end of it, just because it's a dead end road. Yep, we just purchased the property and
Isn't that cool?
It's amazing, like.
Yeah.
trying to get some.
Pretty good team. I wish I could say I was doing that, but I couldn't design. But the younger people need.
Right.
I joke that I'm playing video games again.
Yeah.
Marty, I should have your sign ready for pick up like Monday. I'll let you know those.
Yeah, no. That's not for sign, it's a videos and.
No.
It's like the first-
Good. Awesome. I just want to make sure. for the Senate, I'm 3 o'clock. What's that?
Had a copy in black and white.
Oh, that's all right.
They would copy.
Yeah, he walked out and I was like, damn it.
No, we had it on.
All right. Awesome. Make sure we have that. Forms, you know, we gotta have those.
The other end of the spectrum, industrial.
Not quite as pretty as that one.
That's reality. Is yours as well, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, there you go. That worked out well for you.
No,
didn't it?
yeah, he stopped in today. He's like, well, I'm gonna be there. So you want, we can add this?
You don't have to come back on the 13th.
Yeah, you don't have to come back for another day.
Absolutely. Awesome.
No.
Not that we're going anywhere, but
Huh?
I said not that we wouldn't have been here anyway,
Yeah,
but.
right. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, guys.
Well, primarily here is Mitch is looking at two buildings, two industrial buildings here. And this is for, part of it's for his, and part of it's for leasing. Uh, It's a site on Old Winstead Road. It's tucked way back up in there. I've never been on Old Winstead Road.
This,
You're missing it. You're missing it.
Yeah.
this will be a huge improvement for us,
Yeah.
for sure.
If
And
you
the
get your
road,
neighbor across the street to comply as well, maybe, but maybe he'll get the hint, who knows?
well, he's already hasn't, he parks all his stuff
Yeah.
right here right now.
Mhm.
So I said, we're gonna be moving some material soon, so you're gonna have to.
Okay,
So this, yeah, not that it's too important for this committee, but we're gonna go through this as an earth excavation first, as basically a quarry. Until they can get to the point where they're close to being able to build the buildings. So that's how we're starting it with planning and zoning. Interesting. Cause there's a lot of material to come out.
What,
Yeah.
he did give you the calculation, it's like
It's about
106,000 cubic.
Yeah.
this is a huge well, you
Yeah.
can see these contours from Winstead Road, the bank goes up. And then these contours, he's cutting back down again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
So there's
is,
basically
you can
gonna
see the
be a
bank line.
natural.
this is about
natural-
a 45-foot cut
Wow.
to finish grade, so.
So the way our zoning regulations are written is you can do excavation as part of a site plan without doing a quarry, but you have to be ready to pull building permits. We're not really anywhere near that, so it's gotta be kind of started as a quarry.
Got it.
So you probably won't see much of the building from Winstead Road at all, will you? Cause you're probably going up about 20 feet here.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
18 feet. You'll
That's
see.
five
what
oh
are-
two and 520,
Yeah,
so there's 20
well, that's
there.
526, so.
Oh, wow, even higher.
So we're
Yeah.
even higher. There's a berm here before we drop. You might catch the top of the roof,
Okay.
but what are we, 30 feet?
We're basically, we're sloping the shed roof this way.
Oh, it's all sloping to the back? Okay. Okay.
And that's basically where we're.
I just thought it was important.
30 feet and a half.
25 feet.
Yeah.
Extended to the outside there.
So for lighting, you're just doing building security lighting?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're using
Just
I
the,
think I wrote it on,
Yeah.
what it is. The wall pack fixtures.
yeah, like wall fixtures, yeah.
150 watt.
Yeah.
RAB fixtures.
Mhm.
We're just. Three along there, a 60 watt at the doors, and then another 150 watt up high.
What are these, steel?
Metal.
Yes, those Seco buildings.
Okay.
We're building. Just looking at
I think we're gonna do galvalume for the roof and then, the gray for the siding, black trim.
Okay.
Doors will be painted black. So it'll have a little character.
Yeah,
Oh, that'll look nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
it'll be ahead of the rest of the buildings on Old Winstead Road.
let's put the yellow across the street, the faded yellow.
And Mick is the only one in this room that isn't gonna be retiring before too long. So we gotta take care of these young guys.
There you go, right?
He's the new generation.
Some of my
Okay.
legacy of decorum.
I started working with Mitch when he was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
St. Mary's Church. I did the site work there, yeah. What was I, 20?
Wow, there you go.
Sidewalks still look good too.
Very nice.
So,
Yeah, no, I think it's, yeah.
I think we had talked about signage. You
I was
weren't,
gonna say,
you
is there?
were, I don't think you were gonna do anything up on Winstead Road, right? You were.
Did it put something out?
Nothing on Winstead Road.
No, because I mean,
No.
you could do two because you're technically, you have two frontages, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
If I decide to, I'll come back in.
It
I
would
really
have to be
don't-
like, I don't even know if it's visible, but it could be like. up
No,
there.
so like Craig's house, the lawn comes out to
Yeah,
here
so
and,
it's-
and he wants to, we agreed mutually to leave existing vegetation as much as possible
Yeah.
here. I don't have to disturb.
So
You know,
any,
this slope may come in to to give the privacy, because he has a beautiful area here.
I
and he
didn't
doesn't-
realize it was that close.
Yeah.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Didn't get a feel for the.
it doesn't show, it'll show you on the site drawing, that little golf cart path behind this building's here.
Okay.
And the greenhouse, and there's a shed back here,
Where's his garage?
pretty close.
The garage there. Is an apartment.
Oh, the garage with the apartment, his house.
Was that further back?
That's further back.
Oh, okay, that's further back, okay. So this is more the,
You can Open that.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
all right.
basically his greenhouse and stuff is here.
Okay.
So we want to leave a good buffer. So there's a fence, and he probably has 20 feet of woods, beautiful oak trees, and then we're gonna leave 20 feet on our side too.
Okay.
So.
You know, that's Gordy Pepper's old property.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, okay,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, so this year, I believe. What's on our property is this is 20 feet, and then he has some buffer here too. So
You're leaving more on the other end of the property too along.
there's no reason to disturb this, so we'll just leave
Yeah.
existing
Oh, okay.
vegetation.
So there's the golf cart path over on the back.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
So we want to leave.
Oh, yeah.
So the property line, we want to leave all this.
Yep,
So
okay.
all this on his
Yeah.
side and
Mhm.
20 feet on. It's rough terrain. It's not even worth trying to.
Sure. And really, he's got the driveway on there too that comes around, the driveway that goes down, that's over there. That.
It's over here, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It goes this way. You
And
know,
then-
he,
And then that.
I mean, they're like his building's here anyway, in the
Right.
cart path. So this, we may have to remove vegetation to make that slope for our entrance, but all this that's visible from his house and garage and his area will be.
Mhm. Right on, okay,
Yeah.
very good.
So we're tight, Craig and I. So that's
Yeah.
not, that's gonna be,
I didn't realize, yeah, that this property takes that whole site, because I just thought you were working in this area,
yeah,
but that's only half of it, right?
that's only like
Wow,
like a
okay.
half acre. We're working, this is 2.6 total.
But even in here, you probably still have 15 feet if I'm scaling it right, you know, so,
Mhm.
you know, you could still, even if you remove trees to begin with.
And I love trees, so
Yeah.
I have no problem. I don't mind planting.
No, but if you needed to, you have, your finished grades, you probably have the
Mhm.
space there anyway,
Sure,
if you needed to.
sure.
Right on. Okay,
Wonderful.
yeah, no, I think it's.
It's a shame it's so tucked away, we can't see it.
On a dead end road, basically.
I know, really.
Yeah.
Well, the path is gonna go through, right?
The path will probably come up,
Super open extension.
over-
Oh.
Oh, so it'll bypass all this.
it'll bypass all this, yeah. There was one concept plan that had us coming up the side of Winstead and then
Mhm.
coming all through here. But
So it's gonna go behind, this is Torrington Diesel now.
it's actually gonna follow the railway, the old railway bed all the way
Back
around.
here.
Nice.
And come in through the back of, you know, how Craig has the large area on the other side of Old Winstead.
Mhm.
It'll come up through there somewheres.
Awesome,
So I gotta work, well, I'm working with him to try to find a way to get it
awesome.
up through there, yeah.
Hmm.
And part of that design will also include the trail. There'll be a parking lot at the intersection of Old Winstead and Winstead
Mhm.
where the,
Trailhead.
where the
Will that
trailhead-
intersection change too?
possibly, yeah.
Nice,
We're looking at maybe teeing it up a little bit better,
nice.
yeah.
It's hard to take a left out of there.
Oh, it's
With a,
horrible,
with a low bed.
yeah, no kidding. Plus that old box culvert there is really narrow too.
Mhm.
So that's part of the plan.
Craig's a little easier to work with than Gordy.
Actually, you know, it's funny because we were we were more conceptual back then, so we really didn't have much interaction at that time. And maybe Rista did, but I certainly didn't. I mean, we still have to deal with our friend at Torrington Diesel. We might have to get some rights through one of his parcels too, but
One little piece at a time.
exactly. But that's coming up soon, but nothing through here now that we're, unless all hell breaks loose over there and we have to come through here, but hopefully not.
Any other details? That's it.
That's it. Yeah, no, I'm happy with this. I think it's
Yeah, you did the drainage, you went through
You don't have any
that.
suggestions,
Yeah.
just
Are we gonna
addresses?
regrade this to?
They made the change, I believe. I don't know if it's on the landscape map, but it might be on the, he has revised several that he sent them.
It is, and it's even.
He said he did play with it.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly what. He'll be at the meeting.
is this site plan up for the
It's,
system for review?
it is on for July. Oh, I didn't put it, I'm gonna put it on the system tomorrow.
Okay.
It's not in the system.
I wasn't sure if I saw.
Because I'm trying, you know, what I'm trying to do is finish the meeting minutes from, because I'm, like I said, I'm an overpaid administrator right now. I gotta finish meeting minutes. I can show you.
saw the boxes in your
office. Gonna have to.
Moving again?
Oh, that's our archiving, which is going on at the same time. Good.
So he uploaded the landscape drawings. Do you want me to leave that with you?
Yeah, I'll take a hard copy, yeah. We still have to keep paper for everything, even though everything's, it makes no
Do
sense.
you want the building?
I don't need that, but the renderings, the elevations, I'll keep.
Give them all, everything, all the paper.
You know, I love paper.
Spare them.
They all have
Oh,
paper,
that's
yeah.
upside down.
I love paper.
I just wanted to, when is this on?
I don't know. What's your schedule?
If we could get going, we'd like to start fall
Yeah,
on
at least the earthwork, yeah.
some export, yeah, get some blasting and crushing, we'll clear it right away.
Rock, is it all rock?
It's all rock. There's some overburden, but you can see outcroppings through the topsoil, so.
Okay, so. Well, at least you can make a little, at least you get some value out of it.
Right, yeah.
So move.
Sorry, yes, we are, pardon.
All in favor?
Aye.
As presented, it's improved and wonderful.
All right,
That's it.
thank you.
Did you get everybody's?
Thanks, Diane.
Have a good night, all.
You too.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yeah, I have to figure this part out.
Improve control of one property at one time, absolutely.